Let's continue the problems. So before I go to the remaining problems, I'll just remind you of one standard limit, that is limit n tends to infinity 1 plus 1 by n power nx, and this limit will be equal to limit n tending to infinity 1 plus x by n power n, and that limit value will be equal to e power x. So using this we'll solve few problems. First one, discuss the convergence of the series 1 plus 2 factorial by 2 square plus 3 factorial by 3 cube plus 4 factorial by 4 power 4, etc. So in the first one, that is in this problem, what will be un equal to? Here u1 is 1 factorial by 1 power 1, u2 is 2 factorial by 2 power 2, and so on. If you continue, the value of un must be equal to n factorial divided by n power n. And what will be un plus 1? Un plus 1 must be n plus 1 whole factorial, which gets divided by n plus 1 to the power n plus 1. So now by ratio test, we calculate limit n tends to infinity un plus 1 divided by un, that's equal to limit n tending to infinity un plus 1 here is n plus 1 whole factorial divided by n plus 1 to the power n plus 1, and this gets multiplied with n power n divided by n factorial, which is equal to limit n tending to infinity. This term n plus 1 factorial can also be written as n plus 1 into n factorial. So since you get n factorial over here, that n factorial can be cancelled with this particular term. So in the numerator you get just n plus 1, and now here in the numerator I have n power n, and here I have n plus 1 power n plus 1. You can write this particular term, that is n plus 1 power n plus 1 as n plus 1 power n into n plus 1 power 1, and in the numerator what else is remaining? N power n. So what I can do is I can combine these two terms together, and I can also cancel this n plus 1 with this n plus 1. So what do I get here is limit n tending to infinity n by n plus 1 whole power n, which is also equal to limit n tending to infinity n by n plus 1, now which can be written as n divided by, in the denominator if you take n out you get 1 plus 1 by n and with power n. Now this n and this n cancels here, so what I will be getting is limit n tending to infinity, what do I have? 1 by 1 plus 1 by n whole power n, which is nothing but 1 by 1 plus 1 by n whole power n. Now what is the value of the limit n tends to infinity 1 plus 1 by n power n? That's equal to e. Since the value of this denominator term is equal to e, I get the value of limit n tending to infinity un plus 1 by un as 1 by e. Now this value 1 by e is less than 1, that implies summation un is convergent, or you can say that summation un converges. Please note this part, limit n tending to infinity 1 plus 1 by n whole power n, that's equal to e. So this whole limit takes a value 1 divided by e. Let's solve the second problem. Second problem is summation n equal to 1 to infinity n factorial by n power n square. So what is un here? that's equal to n factorial by n power n square. What is un plus 1? Un plus 1 will be n plus 1 whole factorial divided by n plus 1 to the power n plus 1 to the power 2. So now limit n tending to infinity, un plus 1 divided by un, which is equal to limit n tending to infinity, n plus 1 whole factorial divided by this term over here becomes n plus 1 to the power n plus 1 square, which is equal to n plus 1 power 2n plus 2, and this gets multiplied with n power n power 2, which is equal to n power 2n divided by n factorial. Now that's equal to limit n tending to infinity. So what do you have here? N plus 1 whole factorial divided by n factorial. So n plus 1 whole factorial can be written as n plus 1 into n factorial. So using that I can cancel this n factorial here. So what remains here is n plus 1. And what about this term here? Here I get n power 2n. Here I get n plus 1 power 2n plus 2. So I can club the terms which contain power as power 2n. So if I do that, I get n by n plus 1 with the power 2n. And what else will remain in the denominator? I get n plus 1 power 2. So I get 1 by n plus 1 whole square. Now this n plus 1 and this n plus 1 whole square you can cancel. So what actually remains is limit n tending to infinity. Here what do you have? N by n plus 1. Similarly, like in the last problem, you have n here, n plus 1. In this, if you take n out, you get 1 plus 1 by n. So actually what you get is limit 1 by 1 plus 1 by n to the power 2n. And here you have one more term, that is 1 by n plus 1. Now that's equal to limit n tending to infinity. Let's solve this. So here I get 1 by 1 plus 1 by n to the power 2n. And here I get, splitting the limit, I get limit n tending to infinity 1 by n plus 1. Now this limit here takes the value as n tends to infinity. What do I get here? 1 by infinity plus 1. So this limit, the second part here becomes 0, and the first part will be equal to 1 by e square. So I get 1 by e square, which is multiplied with the second limit value, which is 0. So I get 0. Now since this value 0 is less than 1, what can you say about the series? The series summation un is convergent. Please note this limit part. Limit n tends to infinity 1 by 1 plus 1 by n to the power 2n is equal to 1 by e square. And the second limit, as n tends to infinity, the second limit becomes 0 here. So 1 by e square into 0, which is equal to 0, which is obviously less than 1. Therefore, the summation un is convergent. Discuss the nature of the series x divided by 1 into 2 plus x square by 2 into 3 plus x cube by 3 into 4 and so on. So now here, what is the value of un? Un is equal to, for u1 it is x power 1, for u2 it is x square, for u3 it is x power 3, etc. in the numerator. So for un it has to be x power n in the numerator. In the denominator, for u1 it is 1 into 2, for u2 it is 2 into 3, for u3 it is 3 into 4, etc. So for un it should be n into n plus 1 in the denominator. What should be un plus 1? Un plus 1 will be nothing but x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, which is multiplied with n plus 1 plus 1 now, that is n plus 2. Let's calculate the value of limit n tending to infinity, un plus 1 divided by un. That will be equal to limit n tending to infinity, un plus 1, which is x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 multiplied with n plus 2, and here I get n into n plus 1 divided by x power n. So now here you have x power n plus 1 and here you have x power n, so obviously they will cancel. So here I get x, and here n plus 1 and this n plus 1 will cancel, so I get n by n plus 2. So I get limit n tending to infinity, x here and n in the numerator divided by n plus 2. So now that's equal to x into limit n tending to infinity n by n plus 2. You have already learned L'Hopital's rule. So if you use L'Hopital's rule here, what do you have? Before using L'Hopital's rule, just take the limits here. As n tends to infinity, this limit takes the form infinity by infinity. So use L'Hopital's rule here. The L'Hopital's rule says that differentiate this numerator. So differentiation of n with respect to n will be 1 and differentiation of n plus 2 with respect to n will be 1. So what will be the value of this limit by using L'Hopital's rule? You get 1. So this limit takes a value x. Now here, if the value of x is less than 1, that implies summation un is convergent because of ratio test. And if x is greater than 1, that implies summation un is divergent. And if x is equal to 1, I hope you remember how we saw the problems in case of D'Alembert ratio test. We have 3 cases there, that is if x is less than 1, that is if the value of the limit is less than 1, we say that the given series is convergent. If the value of the limit is greater than 1, the given series is divergent. And if the value of the limit is equal to 1, we say that the test fails. Since the test fails here, we will have to use some other test and find out the value of find out whether the series is convergent or divergent. So what we do is we will use something called as Rabe's test. So in case of Rabe's test, to check whether the given series un is convergent or divergent, what we do is we use this thing, that is we calculate the value of the limit n tending to infinity, n into un by un plus 1 minus 1. And if the value of this limit is greater than 1, we say that the series un is convergent if the value of this limit is less than 1, we say that un is divergent, and let's see what happens in this case. That is, if you take the given case here, that is if x is equal to 1, what do we have to calculate here? We have to find limit n tending to infinity n into un by un plus 1. For this particular problem, when you had calculated un plus 1 by un, what was your answer? Your answer was this. It was xn divided by n plus 2. If un plus 1 by un is this value, what should be un by un plus 1? It should be n plus 2 divided by nx. But which value of x you are taking here? X is equal to 1. So what should be un by un plus 1? It should be n plus 2 divided by n minus 1. Now if you solve this, you get limit n tending to infinity. You have n here. For these two terms, take the common denominator, which is n, and in the numerator you get n plus 2 minus n. This n and this n will cancel. So if you solve this, here you get n plus 2 minus n, so n will cancel, so you get 2. So the value of this limit is equal to 2. Since this value of the limit is 2, which is greater than 1, from Rabe's test, we can say that summation un is convergent. Please remember, this part is actually not there in your syllabus. It's enough if you write till here. That is, once you finish the problem, after you get this particular value of x over here as a limit, it's enough if you write these three conclusions. That is, if x is less than 1, summation un is convergent. If x is greater than 1, summation un is divergent. And if x is equal to 1, test fails. If you are interested, you can go through this Rabe's test part. The next problem is find the nature of the series 4 into 7 into 10 and so on up to 3n plus 1, which is multiplied with x power n divided by n factorial, where x value should be greater than 0. So now here directly they have given you the value of un. So un here is equal to 4 into 7 into 10 and so on up to 3n plus 1, which is multiplied with x power n divided by n factorial. So what they have done is, to write the value of un, they have used the previous term values. So here, if you want to calculate the value of un plus 1, please note you have to use the value of un. So here, in the numerator, 4 into 7 into 10 up to 3n plus 1, all these values are copied from the value of un. So all these terms will come. And the extra term will be 3 into n plus 1 plus 1, which will be 3n plus 4 into x power n becomes x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 factorial. So please note this 3n plus 4 here comes because of the term 3 into n plus 1 plus 1, that is 3n plus 3 plus 1. That's how you get this 3n plus 4 here. Now let's calculate the value of the limit n tending to infinity un plus 1 by un. So you are dividing this particular term by this term. So when you do that, please note your numerator is this 4 into 7 into 10 etc. up to 3n plus 4. This term is being divided by 4 into 7 into 10 up to 3n plus 1. So all these terms will cancel. So what will remain here is 3n plus 4. I have written that here. Then you have x power n plus 1, which can be cancelled using x power n. So I get x. Then I have n plus 1 factorial, which will be divided by n factorial. But n plus 1 factorial is equal to n plus 1 into n factorial. So using that n factorial, I can cancel this n factorial. So I get n plus 1. Now here again you can use L'Hopital's rule. So when you use that, this x will come out here. X into limit n tending to infinity 3n plus 4 divided by n plus 1. So if you differentiate this numerator and this denominator, I get 3 here and here I get 1. So I get x into 3. So the value of this term becomes 3x. Now here also we have 3 cases. If 3x is less than 1, that is the value of this limit is less than 1, by ratio test we can say that summation un is convergent. If the value of this limit, that is 3x is greater than 1, or if x is greater than 3, we can say that summation un is divergent. If 3x is equal to 1, that is if the value of the limit is equal to 1, then x becomes 1 by 3. In this case, we say that the test fails. So again, for this particular case here, we can use the Rabi's test. So if you use the Rabi's test, what we get is limit n tending to infinity, n which is multiplied with un by un plus 1 minus 1. In this particular case, un by un plus 1. You already know what is the value of un plus 1 by un. It's equal to 3n plus 4x divided by n plus 1. But what we want to calculate here is un by un plus 1. So it will be n plus 1 divided by 3n plus 4 into x. But what is x here? 1 by 3. So if you substitute the value of x as 1 by 3 in this, 3 will come to the denominator. So I get un by un plus 1 as 3n plus 3 divided by 3n plus 4, which is here. 3n plus 3 divided by 3n plus 4 minus 1. Now simplify this. So I get 3n plus 4 as the common denominator. 3n plus 3 minus of 3n plus 4. Cancel this 3n and this 3n. 3 minus 4, that's minus 1. And here I can take n out, or I can take 3n out. If I take 3n out, I get 1 plus 4 by 3n. Cancelling this n and n. And after substituting the limit as n tends to infinity, I get the value as minus 1 by 3. Now this value minus 1 by 3 is less than 1. Therefore we say that summation un is divergent for x is equal to 1 by 3, because we are using Rabi's test here. Next one, 1 plus 2 by 3 into x plus 2 by 3 into 3 by 5 x square, and so on. Now here un will be 1 by 1 into 2 by 3 into 3 by 5 and so on up to n by 2n minus 1 into x power n minus 1. What will be un plus 1? For writing un plus 1, the value of un is used. So all these terms are copied as it is here. And this term is multiplied with, for un plus 1, it is multiplied with n plus 1 divided by 2n plus 1, that is here. This particular term, how do you get here is, take this term, replace n by n plus 1. So what do I get? I get 2n plus 2 minus 1, which will give me this term. And here x power n minus 1 for un. So for un plus 1, it must be x power n. Now let's calculate the value of limit n tending to infinity un plus 1 by un. So this particular term is being divided by this particular term here. So when you do the division, please note in the numerator you have the terms up to 1, 2, 3 and so on up to n, which is multiplied with n plus 1. So when you divide this particular numerator by this particular term, all these terms will be cancelled. So what will remain here? N plus 1. Then you have x power n, which is being divided by x power n minus 1. So I get x. Then here I have 1, 3, 5 and so on 2n minus 1, which is multiplied with 2n plus 1. Now all these terms are being divided by all these terms over here. So when I do the division, the remaining term will be 2n plus 1. So now again use L'Hospital's rule. So you get x into limit n tending to infinity n plus 1 divided by 2n plus 1. So when you calculate the limit here by using L'Hospital's rule or L'Hopital's rule, I get 1 in the numerator and I get 2 in the denominator. So what will be the value of the limit? It will be x by 2. That is x into 1 by 2. So I get x by 2. Now let's write the conclusions. So if x by 2 is less than 1 or if x is less than 2, we say that summation un converges. If x by 2 is greater than 1 or if x is greater than 2, we say that summation un diverges. If x by 2 is equal to 1, that is if x is equal to 2, test fails. You can use Rabi's test and check the remaining part. Next one, test the convergence of the series summation n equal to 1 to infinity n factorial whole square divided by 2n factorial into x power n where x is greater than 0. So here the value of un is directly given, that is n factorial whole square divided by 2n whole factorial multiplied with x power n. So what will be un plus 1? N factorial whole square becomes n plus 1 whole factorial whole square. X power n changes to x power n plus 1 and 2n factorial becomes 2 into n plus 1 whole factorial, which is nothing but 2n plus 2 whole factorial. So now let's calculate the value of the limit n tending to infinity un plus 1 by un. So now here you have n plus 1 whole factorial divided by 2n plus 2 whole factorial. This term changes to 2n factorial by n factorial whole square. X power n plus 1 is being divided by x power n. So what remains is x here. Now n plus 1 whole factorial is also equal to n plus 1 into n factorial. So I have written the term n plus 1 whole factorial square as n plus 1 into n factorial square. Then the next term is written as it is. In the denominator, you have 2n plus 2 whole factorial. 2n plus 2 whole factorial can be written as 2n plus 2 into 2n plus 1 whole factorial. But 2n plus 1 factorial can also be written as 2n plus 1 into 2n factorial. So actually what you get here is, if you take this term 2n plus 2 whole factorial, that's equal to 2n plus 2 into 2n plus 1 whole factorial, which is equal to 2n plus 2 into this term 2n plus 1 whole factorial is 2n plus 1 into 2n whole factorial. So that's what I have done here. I have written 2n plus 2 whole factorial like this. Then I have n factorial square. So now let's note the next step. So now here I have n plus 1 whole square into n factorial square. This n factorial square can be cancelled with this n factorial square. So they will cancel and the remaining term is n plus 1 whole square. Here I get 2n plus 2 into 2n plus 1 into 2n whole factorial, which is cancelled with 2n factorial here. So after the cancellation and everything, this is what I get. That is limit n tending to infinity, n plus 1 whole square into x divided by 2n plus 2 into 2n plus 1. In the denominator, you have 2n plus 2, which can be written as 2 into n plus 1. So that n plus 1 can be cancelled with n plus 1 whole square. So here in the numerator, one term n plus 1 will remain, x will remain. Here I have cancelled that n plus 1, so 2 is remaining and I have 2n plus 1. So we can use L'Hopital's rule and solve this. So x will go out. In the numerator you will get 1. In the denominator you will get 2 into 2, 4. So by using L'Hopital's rule you get x by 4. If x by 4 is less than 1, we say that summation un is convergent. If x by 4 is greater than 1, we say that summation un is divergent. And if x by 4 is equal to 1, we say that the test fails. Last problem. So here you have 1 by 2 root 1 plus x square by 3 root 2 plus x power 4 by 4 root 3 and so on. Un is equal to x power 2n minus 2 divided by n plus 1 into root n. Un plus 1 is x power 2n by n plus 2 into root of n plus 1. Let's calculate this limit. Limit n tending to infinity, un plus 1 by un. If you solve it, you are dividing this particular term by this term here. So on solving, I get x power 2n divided by x power 2n minus 2. So I get x square. Then n plus 1 into root n comes to the numerator and this remains in the denominator. So now here I have n plus 1 which is being divided by root of n plus 1. This n plus 1 can be written as root n plus 1 into root n plus 1. So one of those terms will cancel. So I get root n plus 1, this root n, and here I get only n plus 2. This would have been cancelled. Now, by dividing both numerator and denominator by n, in the denominator I get 1 plus 2 by n. Here this x square will remain. Please note you are dividing by n, that is nothing but you are dividing by root n and root n over here. So I get root of 1 plus 1 by n and here I get root n divided by root n which is equal to root 1. So after solving this as n tends to infinity, this term becomes 1. This term also becomes 1. So the value of this limit is equal to x square. Now if x square is less than 1, that is if x is less than 1, please note x cannot be equal to minus 1 here because they are given in the condition that x value has to be greater than 0. If x is less than 1, summation un is convergent. X square greater than 1 or if x is greater than 1, summation un is divergent. X square equal to 1, that is x equal to 1, we say that the test fails.